Welcome back. Now, I've covered a fair bit of ground since the last video, and I haven't managed to be able to do much recording in that time. So I am now about an hour north of Bundaberg, where I stayed last night, just in this little gravel pit area. Now, it wasn't the greatest spot. This road here is pretty noisy all night long, and a helicopter decided to land just across the road at 3 o'clock in the morning, so that was fun. I'm pretty sure he just landed at the BP, grabbed a coffee and left again about half an hour later. But anyway, sadly I had to miss out on a lot of Glasshouse Mountains. I wanted to get some filming there, but it was raining while I went through there, and I kind of need to make up some time and start getting up north. So I didn't want to wait around for a good day to film Glasshouse Mountains, and I just kept moving. I've had some electrical issues with the car, which we will get to later, because they are still currently ongoing. The plan for today is to kind of go check out the area of 1770 and make my way up to Rockhampton. But before we see any of that, I'll show you the footage I did capture on my way up here. The only time I went out to go get footage, I had my drone with me and I forgot my little GoPro camera thing. But I made do with what I had, and I still got some pretty good footage for you guys, I reckon. What you chasing, Freya? There's a few schools of blowies out here, and Freya's finding it very entertaining trying to chase them. Where are they? Where are they? Get them! Get them! Where are they? Get them! Check this out. Buried in the sand there's a ray. Nearly stepped on the bugger. Huh, that's close. Good thing Freya hasn't come over here either. She's just hanging out over there looking for the blowfish still. Just think, 15 minutes ago, this tide was way out there, and now it's come all the way up to my knees in 15 minutes. Oh, he's moving.
Look at him go. Oh, that's pretty cool.
So those were a couple nice little towns that I got to see on my way up the coast. Yeah, kind of had a break in the rain for a day and checked out those towns while I could. Very nice, quiet. Well, one of them wasn't so quiet, but I suppose you can't really blame it for being a weekend and having such good weather. Everyone was out and about, out on the boats and enjoying the sunshine, I guess. We are now in Agnes Waters and we're on a little lookout trail. We're gonna walk this trail, check out this lookout. Seems pretty decent. That's a nice little beach, ain't it? You reckon we can make it down there, pup? Not from here. No, no, no. I'm currently in 1770. This is a lovely little spot. It is insanely busy though. The caravan park is chock-a-block. Not that I was planning on staying in it there anyway, but it was surprising just to see how busy it is. There's a few lovely little walks around. The whole point walk, I'm not allowed to take Freya on, so I didn't do that. Looks like there's a really nice foreshore walk, but being so busy, I didn't really want to go there with Freya, so I'm just at this big open park at the moment to let her have a run around. Not really much else for me to do here. I did just want to come have a look since I was kind of near the area, but that's all I'm doing. Just quick look and take off again. If you're really into your fishing, apparently this is a really good fishing spot. Get a boat, head up that river or go out into the open ocean right there. As you would have been able to see in the drone footage, there's plenty of boats sitting in that river. But yeah, after Freya has a walk around for a little bit here, then be back in the car and continue driving up to Rockhampton.
that, Freya? What is it? What's that?
Alright guys, so I've made my way into Rockhampton because of those pesky little electrical issues. I'm now at an auto spark here to try and get these sorted out because, as you might have seen a few videos ago when I was trying to drive at night time, if I ran my headlights and my spotlights at the same time, after a few minutes my whole car would just die. So obviously not the greatest thing, and I don't want that to become a bigger issue later on where it just leaves me stranded in the middle of nowhere, because at the moment it's only happening if I run both those lights at the same time. I don't want it to be where I'm not running lights and it kills my engine, you know, whatever the issue may be. I thought it might have been an alternator, so I did replace my alternator the other day with a bigger one. I was running a 110 amp, now I'm running a 170, and I've just put the 110 in the back of the car as a spare, which is not a bad idea to have a spare, but you know, it's bloody $700 or whatever on an alternator that I didn't want to spend. But that didn't fix the issue, so yep, now I'm at the Auto Sparky, try and get this thing sorted out, and we'll see what happens. Hopefully it doesn't take too long, hopefully it's not a big issue, fingers crossed. Alright, so we think we have found the problem. Sadly, it cost me $200 for them to figure it out, even though it only took 45 minutes. But it is what it is. Hopefully this should fix it. I wasn't going to pay them to fix it because it's very easy, as you'll soon see. So I wasn't going to pay them an hour labour and whatnot to buy the parts and stuff when I can just fix it myself. So the issue is, or what seems to be, is a circuit breaker. Now, when I did the alternator, I was looking at this circuit breaker like it might be the problem. And that's what they say is probably the issue. So a long while ago, I kind of rewired the whole system of the front of this with the batteries and the starter and the alternator and stuff. So now I've got some circuit breakers in here. And this circuit breaker here seems to be playing up, which makes sense that it cuts my ignition, because that breaker powers this here fuse panel, and this little computer for the engine here is powered off that fuse panel. So if this fuse panel is losing power, of course, then the engine's losing power and my spotlights are losing power. Makes sense. So I've got myself a slightly bigger, this is a 120 amp, the one I currently have is a 100. So I got myself a slightly bigger one. I'm not sure if it's too small because it used to work fine. I'm thinking maybe it's just buggered, but I went with a slightly bigger one just in case. So I was gonna wait until I got to camp to swap it over, but I think it's gonna be a better idea to just do it now since I'm in town. And that way, if I need anything, I'm not gonna be ages away from any store. So let's go ahead and swap that over right now. Well, bugger me for trying to do it myself, I guess, and save a few dollars. The only new circuit breaker I can get has 3/8 studs on them, so 9.5 mil, whereas the one I currently have is only 6 mil, which means none of my lugs are going to fit on the new one. No one in town has one with 6 mil studs. It's just not possible. So my option is to either put new lugs on these, which I'm just going to have to pay someone to do because I obviously don't have any lugs or the tools to do it, or I cut it and just do a dodgy. Not sure. That is very annoying. Now, as you can see, this is the new one here. It's got a pretty big stud on it, whereas the old one, pretty small one, only 6 mil. Well, I've kind of shot myself in the foot with this one. I'm going to have to go back to the guys that figured out this problem because I'm going to need new lugs put on there. I can do the dodgy and just cut them, but it's not a good idea, especially when going remote. They're probably going to just fucking laugh at me and go, haha, this idiot, now we're going to charge them double, but I don't have a choice. I didn't foresee not being able to get smaller studs on there. I would have assumed that I'd be able to get exactly what I got, but I can't, so need new lugs. Gonna have to go back there. Hopefully they're not complete dicks and say, nah, can't do it, come back to next week. Hopefully they'll help me out. It's a quick job. Take 20 minutes to put new lugs on all these and put it back in, but I can just foresee them being silly about it, you know, because I told them that I didn't want them to do the job and I could do it myself. Which, if it wasn't for the lug size being different, I wouldn't be able to. I have it all apart and it's ready to come off. It's just different lugs. All right, little update. So I went back to the people who originally found the problem, and they said they would fix it, but I just have to wait. So I waited the 3 hours that they asked me to wait, and now they're telling me they can't do it. So they asked me to come back next week. Obviously not an option for me. I need to get a move on. So I called up another place. We're heading there right now because they seem happy enough to help me out. 3 hours wasted. It's also kind of on me. I should have just got them to do it this morning instead of doing it myself. But yeah, unforeseen circumstance on the lugs being a different size. Bit of wasted time today. Bit of a setback. Hopefully this guy's got what we need and we can get it sorted and get out of here. Alright, so electrical problem is hopefully sorted. I honestly haven't tested it yet, which I should probably do, but it is what it is. Should be sorted. New circuit breaker is in, new lugs on the cables. Shout out to Love's Auto Electrical. They obviously don't know I'm saying this, but they were the only people that would just help me out. You know, it was only a 10-minute job, and I tried multiple places in town. They were the only ones that were like, yeah, no worries, mate, bring it in. We'll sort it out for you. So now I'm thinking I'm going to head out of here and get a few 100Ks smashed out before the end of the day. Which means it's going to be coming on dark by the time I get to where I'm camping. So that'll do it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and we're getting pretty close. All right, I'll see you guys next week.